All right. Well, welcome, guys, to another episode. Today we have Kelly Jones, Jeff Russell from Orange County, LA. We're going to talk about REOs, luxury listings, and building a massive downline. So, welcome, Kelly and Jeff, and obviously Sharif on this beautiful Sunday morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Happy to be here. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. So I guess you guys want to tell us a little bit about how you guys got started in real estate altogether and how did that transition into the business that you're having today?
Well, let's see. I started back in '99. I came from a corporate background, which I feel has really helped my real estate business because came from structure. Started in '99, and I was a lender. And I got into REO kind of accidentally. I had some connections with asset management companies and whatnot as a lender. All of a sudden, I had about seven REO listings. Um, and then my broker for the lender said, Jeff, you got to pick real estate or lending. And I said, well, so I looked at my listings. I looked at what was coming because I saw all the crazy loans they were doing back in 90 or in the early 2000s. I said, I'm doing real estate. So lo and behold, next thing you know, I started my own real estate company, had close to 100 agents, and had about 207, 210 active listings and closing 30 to 35 a month. So it was pretty crazy.
That's crazy. So Jeff, when you got into it, right, and doing it now, what's changed in the whole REO world?
What's changed really is, well, volume for one, the volume. However, I'm still carrying, about 5 to 10% of what I used to carry. So, at any given time, like right now, we've got probably 12, I believe, in different statuses, right? So it's dwindled down quite a bit. That's what's pretty much changed, and that kind of gets me into my next thing that I know we're going to talk about, which is luxury. I've always had a passion for showing off luxury homes, and we all know that real estate's mostly marketing. So I felt like luxury was my next calling, and I got into luxury. I worked for a luxury broker, learned a lot there, and now here at EXP being real EXP Realty being part of EXP Luxury, it's just been an amazing journey for me because of all the different tools and things that EXP provides to us.
It's awesome. And what about you, Kelly? You want to tell us a little bit about your story, how you got into real estate?
Sure. Good morning. I come from corporate America, so similar to Jeff, and he actually got me into this. So I've been in real estate for almost 10 years, and I'm a full-time buyer's agent. So I didn't like saying 10 years, but yeah, I'm a full-time buyer's agent. And that's my niche. So I like helping, clients and very customer service oriented and very structured because of my corporate background. And then I also help with our back office operation wise.
Awesome. And then how are you guys like finding the market now versus 10 years ago when you first started, Kelly, or for Jeff? How has it changed your business so far and what are you doing differently?
Well, let's see. Well, I'll tell you what, it's changed my business 10 years. Gosh, I've been doing this almost 27. Crazy to believe. But 10 years back, there was probably less REO 10 years back, believe it or
Mhm.
not. REO is it's cyclical. It comes about every 10, 15 years. And there were so many things that stopped it, slowed it down. COVID was one of the big contributors. But now, the banks and servicers are finally, taking action and being allowed to take action, because of our administration. So I'm seeing, that 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot. So that's when I really was, doubled down. Well, about 10 years ago, I joined Club Wealth after, almost, losing everything because of the REO. When REO slowed down, I kept 14 W-2 employees on staff for a very long time, way longer than I should have. And there were not a lot of REO listings. And that's all I did. I put all my eggs in one basket. Biggest mistake I've ever made. I'll never do that again. The fact that I did that, I lost a lot of money. And Club Wealth was like a Hail Mary for me. And I have Club Wealth and my coach, Sharif, and the other coaches to thank for where I am today. But that helped me get into luxury and really understand, because I was blessed when I had over 200 active listings. I'd never been on a listing appointment ever in my life, and I was closing 35 transactions a month. So I was very blessed. But when that all stopped, I realized the value of an organic lead, right? And that was when and then learning from the coaches at Club Wealth, what to do with them, how to administrate them, and everything else. What I did is I learned really how to work um, as a productive, very productive real estate professional, and that's gotten me to where I am today.
And 10 years ago was Alta, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, 10 years ago is Alta.
Yeah.
So I was a real estate broker for the entire state of California with a company called Alta Realty, which still exists. Alta Realty is actually in our organization. I say Kelly and I in our organization here at EXP. They're an REO asset management company. Basically, it's a hedge fund that owns Alta, and yeah, we actually did quite a bit of business then. 10 years ago with Alta. If it was 10 years ago, time just flies so fast.
Well, that's kind of, yeah, that's when I started my career, because I was doing all the open houses. So, but I feel at least for me, on like the buyer side of things, is the inventory, right? There's no inventory. So I have right now, I think seven signed buyer agreements, and we're dealing with, 5+ offers on almost, and it ranges from 500,000 to 2 million. So it's not just like one price point, but that's what we're seeing in the areas that I'm writing. So the lack of inventory, and it's more difficult for buyers, even with the rates high. So that's at least what I'm seeing on my end.
Oh, for sure.
So what I'm getting from that, what you were talking about though, Jeff, I think is important, is you can't just focus and put all your eggs in one basket. That's what you said, right? And
Absolutely
you need
not.
to diversify just a little bit, right? And get to know stuff, because you literally went from thinking assets to listings, right? Like literally that terminology, because in the bank world, you don't think of it as listings, right? Everything's an asset. That's like, that's how the banks are referencing it. And you have to change your mindset to think of things, okay, this is a more of a personal level now. These are listings. We're selling homes for people now. So how did you go through that transition? I mean, that must have been like a big shift in basically not only your business, but everything that you do, basically. That's crazy.
Yeah, but there was a huge shift. I mean, literally, once you create the relationships with the asset managers, vendor managers, and you do a really good job, like my REO scorecard is it's like 99.9 score, right? And it's so, but once you do that, you establish those relationships, and just like with a traditional seller, someone knows, likes, and trusts you, they're going to continue to use you. So, I would literally go to Vegas on the weekend and come back to my email that I didn't check during the weekend, because back then I didn't have to. Yeah, I had 15 employees, but I'd come back and I'd have 15 listings from the weekend. I mean, it was just it was insane, right? So it's changed a lot, because I did not know the value of a lead, as I think I said earlier. I didn't capitalize on all those signs. Think about 200 signs and 200 yards and all those leads. I mean, oh my gosh, had I known now what I know now, then I would not be sitting here today. I'd be out on a boat somewhere having a cocktail on a Virgin Island. Seriously.
Well, but
my failure, I'm here, but I learned a lot, and sharing is caring is something I say all the time. And I have so much to share with agents out there, whether they're looking to do REO, they're looking to do luxury, they're looking to find a company that is going to really just scoop them up and help them with any facet of the real estate business that they're looking at excelling in.
And then the value of a CRM, he said value of a lead, like utilizing your CRM, right? So I remember when I first started, he didn't have one. It was, I think, Top Producer, and it was horrible. I mean, like, it was just clunky and it didn't work right, but he didn't use it, right? So I think that's a lesson learned too, is taking, getting everything into your CRM. And we coach that all the time to our agents in our organization. Put the leads in the CRM, run this, run drips, run tasks, but put them in your CRM. A lot of agents still use Excel spreadsheets. It blows my mind, right?
I'm in my CRM for 2 to 3 hours per day. I mean, I had Top Producer. Yeah, I had Top Producer, Kelly, but I never opened it up. I never log in.
It wasn't set up. It wasn't set up.
What's a CRM? No, I don't need that. But again, hindsight's 2020, and now I know that any realtor out there that uses a CRM diligently and blocks out 2 to 3 hours every morning for prospecting, they're going to be successful no matter what their skill level is, just because the consistency I've learned Thank you, Sharif. Is just it's everything, right? You could be a brand new agent and you're gonna do well. And so it's not, success leaves clues, and it's not a really hard business. It's just a very consistent business that can get boring with that consistency, the perfect daily schedule. But that's what you got to do. You got to be. Kelly and I wake up most mornings. Even today's a Sunday. We're up. It's what, 6 in the
We were
morning,
up at
right?
5.
But we wake up at 4:30 in the morning and start our day with a workout, and everything is in our calendar. Everything. I'm talking walk the dog, go to sleep, breakfast, and that has changed my life.
Date night.
Like,
Everything's in there.
if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't happen, right? And I tell my agent that you guys got to put stuff in your calendar or it's not going to happen, right? So anyway, and I'm the biggest procrastinator. I am ready, aim,
Yeah,
aim,
you are.
fire, right? Yeah. So I need to stop that. It should be ready, fire, aim, right? In-flight adjustments as you're doing things. And who knows that better than me as a pilot? I'm a licensed pilot, and I should know that. You well, as a pilot, you do a lot of pre-flight and stuff. But that,
Yeah, you got a plan. There's so
Yeah.
many good nuggets in there. There's so many good nuggets in there, right, Peter?
We're going to save that for our coaching call next week.
I know, seriously. I'm going to start using these notes.
Yeah, I still got a black eye from my last coaching call with Sharif and Kelly.
I did get you up a little bit. I think you needed it though. Kelly,
Yeah.
you not agree?
Yeah, he needed it. But you know what? But that speaks on, like, every agent should invest in some type of coaching because it holds you accountable, right? And if you can't afford a coach, get another agent to hold you accountable, right? Like, set goals, have check-ins, do something so that way make sure your business stays on track, because we're all kind of on this little boat by ourselves, right? So having that accountability, I feel, is huge.
Yeah, if I send an email out between the hour, anything before 11 a.m., I'm getting an email from Kelly or a text or a kick in the rear. Get off your email, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't check email in the morning. Nothing.
Unless it's urgent.
Anything
right?
can wait until
There's a
noon in
fire.
real estate,
Right.
unless one of the properties is on fire. But even then, someone else can handle that for you. So if you want to be,
I know you're not a firefighter. I mean, what are you gonna do?
If you want to be
Exactly.
if you want to be successful in real estate, you've got to stick to your prospecting every morning from 8 a.m. and 7:59. I know you're going to record this stream to 11.
I'm gonna play this for you.
And fortune is in the follow-up. I cannot tell you how many listings I have lost because I had a date in my CRM to follow up and I didn't follow up. So I've learned the hard way, as you can tell from all these different things I've been through. I like to learn the hard way, right? So,
Yeah.
but I do learn.
We all do. We all do, Jeff.
Yeah,
Don't.
but it's the nature of, it's human nature, right? Especially when things feel like they're a little mundane, right? You said, like, it's the same thing every day, and I mean, we're all guilty of it, right? But it's finding that excitement each day. And that's why I feel like we do daily huddles Monday through Friday, and we open it up to our whole entire organization. So anyone can jump on between 7:30 and 8 Pacific, right? And they can jump on, and we have, anywhere, sometimes we have 30 agents on there, and they're all across the country, and I feel it's a help. And we get compliments all the, like, people saying, these help me stay, in line with what I need to do. It's holding me accountable. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I think people crave that, like in the beginning, I thought people don't want to be micromanager, independent contractors, but I come to realize more and more now that people really crave it. And then after you do it multiple times, they start thanking you for doing it, like, just like you said. And it's just crazy. And then, it keeps happening over and over again, like, especially with the ones that are very struggling. You think that they're about to give up altogether. Then once you start having these conversations with them, all of a sudden we light a fire under them, and then they start producing again.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely works.
I mean, I would say, just to like finish off with the REO topic, Jeff, if someone wanted to get into REO today, what would you recommend that they would do?
REO is very hard to get into. I was blessed, but B, I had connections. And unless you align yourself with somebody that's already doing REO and has been doing REO for, probably a decade or more, right? it's really difficult. So there's the hard,
That's
slow
reality.
way, you know,
Yeah.
by yourself that probably won't happen. A lot of people think, oh, I can get an Equator account or a ResNet account, whatever, and pay the $700 a year and get an asset. If that happened, I would be shocked, right? Because it doesn't happen, right? You've got to do a lot of prospecting. You got to go to these conferences. You got to spend the time and the money and all that. You know, I've been doing this since I've been going to the conferences since '97. I wasn't even a realtor. I was in a whole different business. I just went with a friend. So I would recommend anybody that wants to get into REO, align yourself with somebody. It doesn't have to be me, but somebody that's been in REO for a decade or more, and be serious about it. And you got to be willing to spend some money because
Okay.
there are a lot of conferences and stuff, and that's how you go meet people and you get people to know, like, and
And
trust you.
what conferences do you normally recommend for like people to go?
There are two conferences. There is what used to be REOMAC. It is now NADP, National Association of Default Professionals, NADP. That's in spring. That's coming up next week, actually. And then there is the Five Star Conference, which is in Dallas every year in September. Those are the two conferences that you have to be at, right? Every agent that I know that's in my circle now, all over the country, they are all there, bar none. Whether the business is there's a lot of business or a little bit of business, they're there. And I just want to, go on record saying, I don't wish, anybody to have a foreclosure. Right? It's a horrible thing for a family or a person, but unfortunately, it's reality. And I want to be there to help, these people with a graceful exit, and obviously help my corporate clients with the sell of those, marketing and sales of those homes.
Awesome. I love that. So basically, it's still relationships is what you're saying. Relationships mostly with asset managers is what you're trying to build. And the fact of the matter is, the best way to try to do that, at least the easiest in the beginning as well, and probably necessity throughout your career in REO, is definitely these two conferences, the NADP and Five Star. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, and
All right.
align
Perfect.
yourself with someone that's been in the business that can handhold
Yeah.
you. I mean, that's what I did. I mean,
It's
so I
basically coaching, right? It's the same philosophy, right? You get someone that's done it before to show you the way, so you're saving a hell of a lot of time in the process. Otherwise, try doing it yourself and good luck.
well, even if you do get an asset and you try doing that asset on your own, once if you fit, it's a very small community, REO default, right? Nationally, it's a small community. You make a mistake and you get on what's called a DNU
Everyone
list.
knows.
Do not use, right? And what that means is asset managers talk too, and it's like, oh, that Sharif, yeah, don't ever use him, and then you're done, you're blackballed. So
Oh my
do it
God.
right.
That's
I know you
cool. It's
never,
good to know this.
Sharif would never do
There's
that.
a credit report for REO agents or something.
Yeah, it's like a credit report for REO agents, really.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What the scorecard equates to. But anyway, no, seriously, REO is a great business. I love REO, I really do. I mean, I just love to do those properties because that's how I got into real estate, right?
That got you into luxury. Is that what happened? Was that the transition
Well,
over?
the transition was REO dried up one day. And as I said, I came very close to bankruptcy, and I found Club Wealth. And this was 7 years ago now. And it was like a Hail Mary, right? I put down my credit card, I signed up for coaching. And between that and at the same time, I moved my brokerage over to eXp Realty as a platform to do my business. So between Club Wealth and eXp Realty and the coaching at both, actually, at eXp and at Club Wealth, my business went up like 42, 43%. So, and
Wow.
it's been continuing to go up and increase throughout the years. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing. I just, I call it Spireds now. I just got a $11 million ocean or
I know. That's
property
awesome.
in Newport Beach. $11 million property from picking up
I
the phone
saw
at
that.
8 a.m. and calling expired. So, but now, admittedly, EXP Luxury is really what helped me get that listing because of the global reach that we have, the marketing, all these different things. I mean, bells and whistles that really help sell a luxury home anywhere in the country.
Which is a transition we wanted to get into. Obviously, is the next part of the business that you've done a great job at, is luxury. So how does that different from any other listing or traditional listing? What do you do differently? I know you talked about EXP luxury. How does that look like?
Well, we try and, we treat everybody the same, right? Whether, again, and it's funny, we've got REO, to luxury, right? One extreme to the other.
Hey,
We've
yeah,
got
for real.
properties, we've got properties in California here that are still, $200,000-300,000, right? And we get those. And then we've got, one that's, 10,950,000. So the difference is the marketing, obviously, right? We throw a lot more money at a luxury home. A luxury home, to market a luxury home, you're looking at $5,000-10,000 easy to market on that home. So if that home doesn't sell, guess who's out $5,000-10,000, right? And it's a lot more work. The sellers are a lot more finicky. They're more demanding. So it's very different than the traditional. And you've got to, a lot of active marketing versus passive, right? A lot of agents will just put up a sign, put it in the multiple listings, and pray. Well, with a luxury property, the expectations are much, much higher than that. So you need to be at a real estate company that has the marketing that is luxury marketing, and will put you in Robb Report, Wall Street Journal, and all these places that, quite frankly, the entrepreneurs and people with high net worth, that's where they're shopping. Those are the websites they're on. Those are the magazines they're reading at the FBO. When I say FBO, it's when you're at a private airport, people that are on these private jets, those are the people that you need to reach. So yeah, it's a lot different.
Jeff, you're a pilot, aren't you? Like, you basically you're living the lifestyle though to also maintain, the status of luxury agent. Is that not true as well?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, we're part of the Chamber of Commerce here locally. I am a licensed recreational pilot, fly a Cirrus SR-22 G5, and it's a four-seater single engine plane with a parachute. But so
On
doing
parachute?
the airplane has a parachute, right? So, but anyway, so it's yeah, so being a pilot, being part of those pilot clubs, and associating, networking with those high net worth people, that's key to getting into luxury. And again, remember I said it was expensive. Well, $2,200 a month for the country club that Kelly and I are members of, right around the corner from us here. You got the pilot, the airplane. I mean, it's $1 million airplane, right? So that's an expense. I our coach for our coaching company, Club Wealth, our founder says, it doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. I don't care what market you're in. Not true. It
You
does
can't
matter.
show up in a hoopty at a $10 million house.
Yeah, you're not. You're
No, you
not
can't.
gonna. I mean, I enjoy driving a luxury vehicle, right? But yeah, you unless you're gonna park your car around the corner, don't show up in a Prius. Sorry for all the Prius drivers, but it's true. It really is. So they because perception is reality, right? So it's funny. Kelly and I had a Beverly Hills listing, and believe it or not, a lot of those Beverly Hills agents are broke. They're driving around in Bentleys, and they are broke as a joke. And I really saw that when we had a Beverly Hills listing, and I was talking to these agents. I'm going, oh my God. When you're a heavy listing agent, you realize how many realtors out there should not be in the business. God bless them. But anyway, I got way off track. Reel me in.
Definitely got to live the lifestyle. You definitely have to live the lifestyle.
100.
It's not going to be cheap. You really want to be around the people. I mean, that's with any line of business, with anything you want to do, you got to be around the right people. And building your network, I think, also builds your net worth, right? That's what they always say. So, I mean, that's really crucial, and I think that's a big part of that people don't understand. And kind of put money where your mouth is. Like, you got to do it. You got to walk the walk. So that's great, Jeff. I'm glad that you were able to share that with us.
Fake it
Now,
till you
going
make it.
into, yeah, you got to fake it till you make it. That's great. I mean, but in reality, you do. And it's not really faking it. It's more about building confidence in yourself and being able to present yourself in a different way, in a different aspect, and getting a little uncomfortable with it, right? And that's what it is. It's a shift to that. But you guys also crush it with like a huge network of agents that chose you to sponsor them, actually. So how did you actually do that? Because there's people out there that really struggle with this. And how do you maintain that network? I know you mentioned huddles. What else do you guys do? So like that two-part question, if you don't mind.
Well, let's see. So REO is default is a big part of it. There's a huge draw across the country for realtors that want to do REO. I mean, I've had realtors offer me, you know, $10,000, $20,000 to coach them on how to get REO, and I've told them, you know what? How about this? Join our organization here at EXP for free. I won't charge you anything, right? Everybody in our organization, I meet with I meet with them on a daily huddle, right? And I'm there to answer any questions. I'll introduce them to asset managers. I'll, help them with their REO listings when they get it. I mean, they've got somebody that's been doing REO for close to 3 decades that will coach them at no cost, right? So that right there is huge. And I can tell you, our organization here at EXP is, creeping up on 400 agents. And a lot of those, I would say probably 50% of those or more are agents that want to do REO or agents that are doing REO. I've got an agent in Alabama. He's got over 100 listings right now, today, as we speak. I've got Northeast. There's a ton of listings up in the Northeast. There's listings all over. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I'm in California, which is the driest state, the lowest inventory in the country. And I've still got over 10, right? So yeah, there's a lot of REO, and that's how we, a lot of people have come over. We actually have about 6 asset management companies that actually are in our organization, right? And then that's a big, because with the way EXP is set up, an agent that comes over would, instead of putting them under me, we put them under the asset management companies, plural with an S, and they have a financial alignment with that agent. Now they're, not only coaching them in addition to me, but they're also assigning assets to these agents. So, my agents that have come over that are doing REO are just ecstatic. They think they pick up the phone and call me just out of the blue. Jeff, I just want to thank you so much for letting me be a part of your organization. It's really cool. I love helping people. Sharing is caring, and it just makes me happy when I can help people.
That's awesome.
One question I wanted to ask you guys: how is it working together, Jeff and Kelly?
Sorry, hey Kelly, shut your blinds.
Oh,
Kelly. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
me first?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't hear the question. Can you repeat that?
How is it working?
Yeah, how is it working together? Since obviously you guys are in a relationship, is it good, bad, like just for fun?
I think it's been a lot of growing, and learning from each other. We don't talk about work, on certain, we don't talk about work in the bedroom. Like, we walk outside of the bedroom to have a conversation, literally outside the door. But, it's been a lot of just learning. I mean, that's really learning and working on things, and it's ever changing. I mean, that's really, and making sure you have us time. I think that's super important. Making sure you're separating work, like going out to dinner or doing something and not talking about work, right? I feel that that's really important.
It's hard not to talk about work when you're both doing the same thing. It's like, yeah, our clients are very fortunate to have us, I think, because we really we treat every home like as if it were our own home, right? Kelly treats the buyers as if she's, representing her mom. It's amazing because you really have to care about what you do. And like, if you look at our website, it says, we love what we do for you. We really do. I get up every morning today on a Sunday, 5 a.m. I don't know about that, but every morning, I'm just kidding. Every morning we get up and we love what we do. Like I don't go, gosh, I got to work today. I get up and I'm excited. I get on my computer and I'm just ready to go. And don't get me wrong, I'd rather be in the Virgin Islands, but next best thing is working as a real estate broker. So. And I mean that. I love it.
But I think that
if you love what you do, you'll never work a day of your life.
Yes.
Yep. And you guys are living the lifestyle, basically. It's like you got to live real estate. Like, you really have to love it and enjoy it. And you're right. It's got to go beyond the transactions. You really got to build those personal connections with people, because that's what it's about. Like, if you can actually do that on a high level, you'll do high level transactions, because it's about building those connections. But that's some great stuff. You definitely have to love it. I know you guys have fun with each other doing it, so I'm sure that helps.
Yeah.
That definitely works.
No, for sure. I think, I feel we both love our job, right? And we love each other. So, that does help. But yeah, I going back, it's just balance. It's the balance, but it's constantly adjusting, because there's nothing perfect.
Yeah, I think that's very important for anyone that obviously is partnering up with, somebody that they're in a relationship with. Having those boundaries are very important. And just like you said, you mentioned even having date nights in your calendar, just blocking that time, your personal time together is key. I mean, I blocked out at least my date nights with Maria, my wife, for the whole year. Like it's gonna happen every Thursday, once a month at least, like on this date. And I'm like, I don't know where, but it's blocked. So, right. So I have,
That's it. It's not in the
yeah,
calendar. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So I guess guys, how can people find out more about you if they want to reach out to you? And maybe they have a referral out in Orange County, LA, or just wanted to reach out to learn about your organization.
Kelly? Oh, sorry. You're having your morning coffee there. Yeah. So the best way to reach out to us would be to probably, I would say, call, text, or email. Really. I mean, we're easy to find. I mean,
What's your website, Jeff?
Our website is Russell Realty GRP. So Russell SSL Realty and then GRP, abbreviated
.com.
group wasn't available. And gosh, I was gonna say something real quick about that. Darn it. Oh, yeah, and one thing, you can call us. Someone answers our phones 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Always our phones are answered. So if you just call, let them know that you want to talk to Kelly or myself. We're happy to talk to anybody.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you both for coming out and, listening or participating in podcasts at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. We really appreciate you both. And yeah, we'll look forward to having you on the next one. And guys, if you love this content, please like, share, and comment. We'd love to get this in front of more people just like you that are looking to learn more about real estate, or even if they have any questions. And feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Well, thank you guys, and have a great day.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Take care.
Bye.